Do you hear anything now? I didn't have the microphone on. I've done this 2 or 3 times before, and nobody showed up. So I was like, okay, I got a little bit of a new internet connection going on, so I'm just testing it. Um, so surprise, surprise, somebody showed up. Although I should have known better because I did put the link in the Signals group. Okay, is this any better at all? If I put the microphone on in the way it's supposed to be used, rather than holding it in my hand, can you hear anything at all? Is this thing working? Hmm. Okay, that's good to know. Gives me something to work on. Until you, I had nobody to give me feedback. Um, let's see. That's okay. I didn't tell anybody, and YouTube doesn't advertise live streams unless there are concurrent viewers, and so it's just something I've been sort of practicing for. Um, I just started this channel, I think 3 weeks ago. I don't even know if you can hear me. Can you tell me if you can hear me at all, or should I type? sorry. I don't want to waste your time, but I don't know if you can hear anything. If it got any better. Okay. I'm trying to kind of sort that out while I'm talking to you, but I'm using Claude, and so I'm kind of going back and forth a little bit. Um, but I think you can see Jack. If you're on a desktop computer, you can see him. Other than that, I have another stream going of shorts, and camera is really picky about that. Like, I have to keep it exactly centered and stuff. But alright, do that. So I can't. So what happens if I disable that and I come back up here? Well, camera's good. Oh, that's good. I can kind of control and see what the output is, but I can't hear anything. Like if I talk on the live stream, I can't listen to it. I don't know if it causes problems, but what you're looking at is kind of my workshop. I live in the basement of my parents' house. I shouldn't say I live there. I'm 52. My dad and mom are 80, and he had Alzheimer's disease. And I moved in to help my mom take care of him. And I can't stay here because she's old too. But anyways, rather than her being alone, so I live here. Shit, son of a bitch. All right, let me go back to Claude. Let's see here. Power management. I doubt it. The mic is a Rode Wireless Micro or something like that. And it's the one thing I haven't really been able to test. It's worked fine on the videos, but for streaming, it's choppy. I couldn't change the bitrate, the hertz in OBS Studio. It was grayed out under the options. I can see the option, but it's not there. Under the source, under the global audio devices, I have desktop audio disabled, desktop 2 audio disabled, auxiliary audio is under the wireless micro analog stereo. Ah, it's a Windows pad. Nice. Gosh. All right. Mm, I don't know if you can still hear me when I'm on the other web pages. best I can say here. I was trying to use AI and check some settings um, along the way, but um, it's kind of rude, I guess, overall. I get my dog looking up at me here. Are you watching on a cell phone or are you watching on a computer? Hello, hello, hello. Like crank this up, maybe. Maybe if I crank this up, step back from it and turn it up all the way. Sometimes that works, right? No sound. It should be back. I was kind of muting and meddling around with it. There's not much sound to be had, anyways. I had the radio on before. Yeah, it sucks. Um, damn it. Um, well, here's your chance. Apparently, it sounds kind of crappy from Sharon's perspective, and I don't really know exactly what to do on the fly. I'm going to consult. Okay. I'm going to consult with AI to try to fix it. That is my basement. Oh, nice. I might. You know, let me try something else. I have to get rid of the sources in order to. Do you hear anything when I switch to this microphone? I'm trying. Son of a bitch. So let's see here. Microphone. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, Lauren's here. It's like a stadium mic. I don't know what that means. I told him the volume. I heard a little. Okay. Okay. Is it this microphone that you're hearing it from? I can't even tell anymore. What do we got here? Can you hear me more now? So this is the wireless microphone. But this one gets choppy, I think. Oop. Hijack. Echo and a bit of feedback. Okay. I wonder if I have competing sources here. I don't want to delete them all, but why not? So let's get rid of this. Remove. Yes. Chewing gum right into it. Okay. Did this do anything at all? I'm trying to hopefully use the laptop mic. It did do something. All right. Okay. Well, that's cool. So it's probably in OBS Studio, one of the settings here. I'm not like a video guy or any of that. I'm kind of just a guy. Oh, okay. This is my third time doing this, and the first time anybody actually showed up. But also, to be fair, the first time I ever asked anybody to show up by advertising the stream. I can kind of hear it, I think, in my stereo. But so yeah, I didn't realize that the audio was kind of freaky. And anyways, welcome to my little basement area. Oh, that's good. Okay, let's see. Is there some kind of volume or something I can do? Microphone. Oops. Ah, shit. Good. I was saying a bunch of boring crap anyways, so probably better that it's muted. It was muted. But anyways, just kind of saying I started this a few weeks ago, just kind of for shits and giggles. My nephew had talked about wanting to do it, and his parents were kind of not so keen on it. And I thought I would look into it. And there's actually quite a stack of things to do. You know, it's more than just shooting a video and posting it. You know, it's like there's a whole bunch of editing and this, you know, live streaming to try to build a community, you know, do all the things that YouTube wants you to do, even just for fun. It's a challenge, but I have to admit, Backpacker is right when he talks about dopamine. That it's really fun to post a video of my dog just being cute, and you know, not like a lot of people watch it, but a couple hundred people watch it, or 1,200 people, you know, and it's like it's like an instant dopamine hit. And but anyways, so I don't want to get my nephew hooked on drugs or anything, but I tell you, this is kind of like it. But this room does triple, quadruple, quintuple duty. It started out as a workshop. This is the basement of my mom and dad's house. My dad got Alzheimer's. I was telling this to Sharon, so this is a little bit of a repeat for her. But I moved in when he started getting to be too much to handle for my mom, and then we were able to go another 5 or 6 years with my help, and eventually he ended up in a home and has passed away at this point. But I stayed here with her. She's older now, and I couldn't really imagine her living alone. So I'm by myself except for the dog. So for me to go out and get an apartment just in town here so I could be close, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So we're kind of close in the family here. And so this is the basement workshop. I fix all kinds of stuff in here when I have the opportunity. You can see by the flag behind me is obscuring some plants that I have growing down here, and off to my left over here, more plants. I like to grow weed, so I have some plants outside too. So this room doubles as like a little area where I can keep strains alive, so to speak, from year to year. And I just hang out in here. I've got the computer in here. I can watch videos of Doctor Who or whatever's on YouTube. I've got kick-ass stereo there, some pretty large stereo speakers that I like to play some tunes. I love music. I'm Gen X, so I grew up, you know, when there was only 10 channels on the TV, and you know, we spent most days outside, you know, doing things, building tree houses or whatever. But I don't know what to say, really. I've been hanging out, living the Bitcoin life for since 2020. I got in at the very end of 2020, and 2021 is when I started getting into it, and I saw it go up for the first time, hit its first peak. And luckily I had enough background knowledge to notice what was going on in 2022 when it was down at 16,000. And as it was progressing below 30,000, I started accumulating, and I accumulated that little dip at the bottom there. So I'm not really Bitcoin rich, but I'm glad I got into it when I did. I learned just enough to be dangerous, and since then I've got a Lightning node, and I run a Bitcoin node, and try to self-custody my Satoshis, whether it's on the Lightning network or Bitcoin using a cold storage device. Luckily I've avoided all the hoopla that's gone along with cold storage devices lately. I never had a cold card anyways. But so I don't have
once again, a lot to say to everybody. I didn't know. I'm using actually a Start 9. I bought a Start 9 Server 1, which is the cheaper of the two, 2 or 3 summers ago. And I downloaded the Bitcoin Core and went with that and started running that. And it wasn't like 2 weeks later I was digging through my basement looking for old computers because I wanted to download the Start OS software onto another computer. So I wanted to run the node and have like only Bitcoin stuff on the Start 9 setup. And I wanted to run like I run No Strudel for a Nostr client, and I also, have the Nostr relay service, and I have password manager, crap like that. I put on the other old machine. It didn't have a storage device big enough to hold, like the node, the Bitcoin node. I mean, the Bitcoin blockchain, a copy of it, anyways, to run it as a node. So I kind of turned it into a side server. It's actually sitting right here. Oops, where are we here? Let me, oops, the camera just fell over here, the little side cam. If I put it on the dog camera for a second here. It's this Lenovo that you see right here. I just brought that down into the basement because I just put in a, I don't know if you can see back there. I just put in that router. I'm using it as a bridge from the router upstairs. So the blue wire is feeding that router, and that router is feeding this laptop here, right there. So I have a completely wired connection for my streaming or whatever. So the dog can look extra beautiful. You're being a good boy. You're a good boy. But I wasn't really planning on showing my face. But anyways, it's kind of, I need a, I probably could use a haircut or whatever. But I don't know. Back when I was like 20 years old, I had ponytail halfway down my back, and I think I'm just gonna grow it again. It's pretty long. I have this really curly hair, but I'm getting older and I haven't started to lose it yet, so I'm real proud of that. Anyways, it's not really white. I got this white beard, but my hair is still kind of red, the way it always used to be, kind of like a reddish blonde. But so that's why I look like this. In the past, I was an auto mechanic, and my elbow started giving me problems running impact guns and stuff, and so I got out of the auto mechanic trade, and I've just been kind of living life for the last couple of years off of my savings that I had, and off, watching Bitcoin go up and down, and I don't know, I'm just kind of, oh, where are we going here? I know. Jack going to be a 24-hour live? Yeah, he could be, but I'm lucky he's still down here now. Eventually he'll go upstairs and hang out on the couch up there. But so Nostr Relay 2 doing it all. So he, no, I'm not the most hugest fan of Nostr. I find it to be a little bit boring and a little snobbish. I never get any traction on anything I put on there. I got into a whole thing where I was posting a bunch of art, I guess you might call it, digital art. It was like art therapy for me. Anyway, so I was creating all this crap and posting it on there, and I'll be damned if anybody ever gave me a thumbs up, or, and heaven forbid, they give me 10 sats, So, I'm kind of the opposite. I'm the type that will find a cat on Catstream, and I'll send that cat, 20 or 40 sats every time it posts a picture or this and that. And I don't even know who the cat is. It's just like, oh, I like the looks of this cat. And there was a cat that I was donating to for like the last 2 years, and then all of a sudden the posts were like, oh, the cat's sick, he's got kidney disease, and then the next post was like, oh, the cat passed away, and I was like, well, damn, you know. So I don't really do Nostr too much. I love Bitcoin, and I love like some of the concepts behind it, but I can't do it 24 hours a day like these people. I'm not wired. I'm not wired to absorb all this. You know, Bitcoin barely does anything ever. I mean, I can't imagine following it on a day-to-day basis. Like, you know, I don't even know what the fucking price is. You know, I don't even keep track of it. If Jerry doesn't tell me or Backpacker doesn't tell me, I don't have a clue. When I first got into it, I used to watch CoinMarketCap. I had it on my computer at work. I had it on my computer at home. I was constantly watching the price. Holy shit, it went up 12%, you know. And I just don't do that anymore. Let's see what the chat says. Cat streams. Yeah, Cat Stream is on Nostr. It's hashtag CATSTR or cat string or stream, whatever the STR means. But type in hashtag cat STR, and you know, you get people posting pictures of their cats. I did the same thing. I put pictures of my cat up there, the dog, all of it. And I didn't even get a boy. That dog's cute. Actually, Letha. That's kind of where I met Letha, was on Jor's channel and on Nostr. And so I've known Letha for about 2.5 years or whatever through the internet here. Letha, who comes on Jerry's stream and Jor's stream. But she was like the only person who would ever comment on my dog. And so I would, you know, she would post pictures of her dogs and stuff. So that's kind of like Nostr for me. It's a little bit. Jack just took off. Let's see. Jackson. Hi, boss. You're gonna go lie down? You gonna go lie down? Back. Oh, he's back. I don't know if the volume goes with the camera or not. I thought maybe he was going upstairs. He tends to, but he's the star of the show. Okay, so I'm using the laptop volume. I eliminated the wireless mic, and I'm just using the laptop volume. So we'll see if I can get the control software for Linux for the Rode microphone. I probably can get it if I take a look. I bet a lot of people use Linux and use these microphones, but when I plugged it in the first time to my cell phone, it worked just fine. And so I could plug it into my cell phone and made a little video, and the volume came out great. The sound sounded 10 times better, and so I was kind of expecting the same thing here, but not really. I've actually been using Linux, and you're right, everything on Linux can be tough. I've been using Linux for 25 years. I think Windows 98 second edition or whatever came after that, Millennium, Windows got into a real crappy slump, and I switched to Linux because I wanted free operating system. I didn't want to pay for licensing anymore. I figured it was just a computer, and I had a friend who was into IT and things like that, and he was showing me Linux, and my first Linux box was probably back in 2005. I'm guessing 2004. It was Red Hat Linux, and since then, it was before wireless internet was even a thing, because I was using Red Hat Linux, and I couldn't get a wireless card to work. And I switched to Ubuntu, and the wireless internet worked out of the box. So it was right around that time. Anyways. Oh, really, Lauren? Are you using Ubuntu? I would highly recommend it if you are. Yes, yes. Linux has come a freaking shit long way. And I tell you, I can do more now because of Claude. I didn't know the bash commands, and in the past I would find myself watching YouTube videos for hours or trying to sift through Reddit pages for information. And Claude, Claude will it'll give you all the commands that you need. It can give me the commands, and it will tell me if I'm dropping audio. If my audio um, setup is right or not. But I need to do that after the show here, and I bet you it can guide me through getting it right. But I'll have to do another audio stream. My voice is getting rough. I'm a 30-year former smoker, anyways, and I quit smoking about 2 years ago, and I only smoke the herb now, but my voice is still wrecked. I can feel it. Huh? So yeah, I mean, take a look at some of my YouTube videos. There's only 3 of them. You might find a little entertainment. One of them I'm fixing a chair that I got for free. Another one I'm fixing an alarm clock I had for 30 plus years. I took it apart and fixed it, and I can't remember. I got some shorts out there I made. As I've been building skills, editing skills, my shorts have been, gone from just being a video I shot on my phone to something that has multiple clips and music. And what is your project? I don't know if I can handle 2 things at the same time. Oh, anyways, so I'll probably be on here again. Definitely. Oops. Did it move the camera? I can give it to you, Scotty, but not at the moment, because as I just showed you, that computer that's over on my workbench over there is the one that has all my Nostr stuff in it. And I do have a copy of my NPub saved, but it's on the PC upstairs. This computer I've got here that I'm on is brand new. I just got it a week ago, and but my Nostr NPub is upstairs. It's Spaceman. Honestly, I don't. You can kind of find it, I bet. Spaceman, and then look for pictures of Jack. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's too many Spaceman out there. There's it's like a purplish colored. It's not my face that I use as my avatar, but if you go to like Jerry Loves Freedom, he's one of my friends or whatever. So or Backpacker. If you go to either one of theirs and you can find their list of friends, you'll find me. There. I'm glad you came along, Lauren. I don't mean to ignore you either. It's weird juggling multiple things, kind of, but being a new user in Linux is a really good thing to be. I don't know, you can do it just about, if not everything you can do in Windows or on a Mac, you can do with Linux. And like I said, with AI, it'll get you there, you know, without much trouble nowadays. But I don't know. I'm not sure who's still here, to be honest with you. There's a couple people missing, but I think Sharon took off. Maybe I'm not surprised. She I wouldn't be surprised, I should say. She has been here since the get-go. Yes, Zippy, and the other one is named Pokey. That was Pokey I showed you on the bench over there. Oh, Sharon is here. I had 5 people, and now it only shows 3. And I see Scotty and Lauren, and so I guess Sharon is the 3rd person. Thank you. I'm glad you're still here, actually. I'm glad everybody's still here. It's kind of fun. I'd just be sitting watching YouTube videos. I like to watch stuff like, stuff about UFOs and conspiracies and, you know, who killed JFK and, you know, all that type of stuff. Area 51, you know, things about science and anti-gravity. And I also like geology a lot. So I'll find myself watching stuff about volcanoes and icebergs, I should say. Follow me there. Oh, cool. Thanks, Scotty. Once I get everything back online with that, because I just moved the 2 servers to get the internet closer, and I just did that yesterday. And setting up the Noster client wasn't on my top priority. I really wanted to get the new router bridged in and working so that I could do this stream and test that. And, but I'll get that going again. I like having Noster. I feel like it's part of being a Bitcoiner. Just part of it, you know. You can keep on, you know, keep track of the news, the latest stuff that's going on. But the problem is I'm just not that guy, you know. I'm not that guy. I don't do Facebook. I don't do much. I'll come over to show you the. Yeah. Okay, that sounds cool, Scotty. I turned my spare monitor here so I could see the chat a little better, and hopefully I'll get all this volume stuff figured out. But I'm fairly technically inclined, but I'm not great at using all these apps and stuff. You know, even the phone confounds me. I'm like, how the frick do I copy and paste this damn thing? You know what I'm saying? I get all stressed out just trying to do something on the phone, but I don't know. My vision kind of sucks, so I'm getting older and I can't see anything anymore. I tried to read the pudding package and I can't read how many cups of milk goes in it. And it's like, my arms aren't long enough to read the package. But yeah, this is neat. Wow, how long have we been going? Oh my gosh. Wow. I can't read it. What does YouTube say? Does it tell me? No. But what I did find is, like I was telling Sharon earlier, is that I went live the other day, and while I was live, nobody showed up. So I went onto YouTube's live thing, and my algorithm didn't even show me. You know, there was like 25 live streams, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm not being shown to anybody. So I was like, okay, I went on again the following night, not expecting anybody. And tonight I made a little thing for a Signal group because it's Saturday night, and usually Backpacker and Jerry aren't on. And I thought I would let maybe people come in here if everything worked all right, and they could chit chat or whatever. I'm not really going to talk about Bitcoin too much, you know. I can, you know, I can talk about my experiences with Bitcoin. I've lost a lot of Bitcoin over the past well, not 3 years, but 5 years, whatever it's been, 6 years I've been in it. No, but it didn't even show me, So it's like it wasn't pulling any punches, you know. But I talked with Claude about it, and it says that YouTube will have. It wants you to build like your community, and then maybe some of your community members will come on, but it really wants you to have two people at the same time viewing before it will show it to anyone else. So it's totally possible that I had enough viewers tonight that a stranger walked in here that we don't know who it is. Where I know you and Sharon and Scotty, but someone could have showed up here and just listened in and then backed away. I don't know if it's actually showing me right now. I could look. I forget that I have this computer right here. Where's my mouse? Let's see here. Let's go on YouTube and see what the live thing says. No, I'm not. I'm not in my own algorithm tonight. Yeah, walk-ins, exactly. I don't mind. I don't mind walk-ins. I'm not exactly sure what that's a reference to, Sharon. um, I love them too. Let him show up and see Jack. He's a good boy. Let's see here. I have to monitor the. He moves around, and he moves himself out of frame because YouTube. I get the whole camera view, but I also am doing it on the short stream, and I have to keep the camera in like a shorts upright view, so to speak, so it's kind of narrow. So I'm using a full wide view, and I'm trying to keep him directly in the center, but he keeps twitching around. Now, of course, he's having a moment. But yeah, I'm glad people showed up. I feel way better. I know. I love it too. I was like, hey, it's a bunch of people who know each other somehow. I think the title says Meet Jackson or something like that. He's a good boy. He has a wicked licker, though. He'll come up to you and he'll start licking the side of your arm, and he'll lick and lick and lick, and like a normal dog will stop. But this dog, you gotta pull your arm away and say, okay, that's good. It'll lick a hole right through your skin. I don't really like it too much. I'm not big for having a dog like licking and licking and licking and licking and licking, and he likes to do that. But he's a licker too. This one will lick and he barks too. He hasn't barked at all tonight, but he's a barker. He's cute though. I got him at the shelter. I saw him on the internet, and I was visiting my dad the following day in the nursing home, and I told myself, if that dog's still there after I visit my dad, I'm gonna go get him. And lo and behold, he was still there the next day, and I took him home with me, and he's been here for 3 years, give or take. He's a real frisbee dog. He likes to fetch, so he's easy to exercise because he wants to run he wants to chase the frisbee. So he's easy to keep healthy. He's not overweight. I can just put food down. If he doesn't want to eat it, he doesn't touch it. I never had a dog like this. He doesn't really leave the yard. If he does, he's usually just hiding in the bushes watching me. I think he thinks it's fun to hide on me. But if I go in the house, he'll come trotting out. Yeah. He's got his burger. What does it mean when a dog looks at you? Yeah, right. That's the way it was with me in the past and our dogs. Um, put down the food and immediately they come. But the cat will come for food. He'll hear me feeding the dog, but so as soon as I put food in the dog's bowl, the cat always shows up. But I don't know what it means when a dog licks you, though. To be honest with you, for some reason, I think he's just, I don't know, tasting me. That's what I feel like. He's like, it's gone beyond like cleaning into like this tasting. I'm gonna taste you. Yeah, really, Scotty. What kind of dog do you have? I actually think Jackson is starting to get the vibes that he's being filmed or watched, or that there's something with the camera. Like when I set the tripod up with my cell phone on it in the middle of the yard, and he runs by it 10 times, and I go up to it. I think he, I don't know. I think he's made some connection with this camera because I'll see him staring at it like from his spot over there, like that thing's watching me. Oh, is he smart? Usually poodles are smart. Marupu. And sneaky too. Yeah, I love it. Usually the smart ones are. They come up with a whole plan just to do something, and then they give you the side eye and wait for the perfect moment. What about you, Sharon? Do you have any pets? Mm-hmm. You just watch them. You get to see Arnie and George and now Jackson. I figured Jackson, it's time for him to make an appearance. He's won so many sats on all those spins and let everybody see what he looks like. He is a real dog. Yeah. Lucky just showed up, if I remember correctly. He was just out in the yard one day, and I don't know if Arnie was out with Jor or not, but I honestly remember that stretch of time. I used to get up earlier in the day than I do now and watch Jor in the morning, but um, I have a hard time making his streams now. I'm a little too lazy. You want a Maine Coon cat? Oh my goodness, those things are awesome. Huge. Yep. I'm in Maine right now, and you'd think they would be more common than they are. I do see them. I see them frequently, but you'd think everybody would have one. But they're like a giant cat, 25-pound cat. They can be huge. My neighbor in the back has one, and when this cat comes into my yard, he's usually hunting birds, and I'm amazed at the size of him. He looks like a bobcat. But usually they're big, fluffy cats, and they get things like hairballs and matted fur, and so I kind of like short-haired cats better for just maintenance on them. Sometimes the long-hair cats can be tough. Oh, you grew up in Rhode Island. Nice. Nice. I don't know if that's New England or not. I think it is, right? Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire. Oh, that's nice. So you say you're from, I want to say North or South Carolina. I've been paying attention, but I can't remember exactly. Um, I think I would prefer to live down in the South a little bit. Winters are rough. It's like I've already stacked a bunch of firewood, and it's July. And it's like I'm already thinking about next winter, that type of thing. Okay, North Carolina. Yep. Never been down there except to to fly out. I know there's an airport down there that I've been to. Maybe Fayetteville or something like that. I can't remember. I used to live in Colorado. Before my dad got sick, I was living in Colorado. And when I say I moved back, I moved from Colorado here to Maine, into the house I grew up in. But I used to fly back and forth every year. Every summer I'd come back for a week or two. And I would usually have 2 layovers, and one of them was always in the South somewhere. It was either in Georgia, in Atlanta, or North Carolina. Yeah. Oh my God, I've been following you around. Let's see. Oh my God. Yeah, I just saw a picture of Scotty's dog too. Look at that. Oh my God. He's got a wicked, adorable face. And he doesn't look very big either. Those dogs, I say those dogs. I had a Italian Greyhound, which is a fairly small dog. She was like 20, 25 pounds, something like that, which is about half the size of Jackson here. And it was great because she really didn't eat that much food. And when she pooped and I had to pick it up with the dog poop bag, with the poop bag, it was just like these little small poops, so it wasn't bad. If she had an accident in the house, it was just a small little spot on the rug. It wasn't like a big dog pee in a river in the middle of your carpet. What's that saying? Where's my cookie bag? Yeah, really. Fork over the treats. The Greyhound, Chloe, she was great. Um, she was like a little couch potato lap dog. She never wanted to go outside or run around or do anything. I'd take her to the dog park and she would sprint around with the other dogs, but she was happy being in the house. She wanted to like be on your lap or leaning up against you all the time. Um, she was wicked great. This dog Jackson actually reminds me a lot of her. Kind of a real short coat and the tan and white markings. Um, Not identical, but it was definitely part of the draw. I recognized her and him. Mm. Yeah, greyhounds are fast. They really are. Some full-size ones would show up. They were former racing dogs, rescued or whatever, however that goes, where they retire and live a good life somewhere. And this lady would bring two of them, and those things would run, and they were fast. Nothing in the dog park could keep up with them. It was like they'd have to slow down. But she was just a little mini one. She didn't like the big dogs too much. Oh, so you raced them too? I gotcha. I gotcha. So you'd get them, race them, and then let them live the rest of their lives with you guys. Yeah, when they hit their stride, once they take like 5 leaps or whatever, and they're hitting their stride, and their whole body is flexing, and they look like a rabbit, and then the next thing you know, they look like a snake flying through the air. I mean, it's like the explosion of energy that they produce when they run is incredible. They'd be, yeah, yeah, the big ones. They're couch potatoes too, aren't they? Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Well, well, this has been a great surprise having everybody show up. You know, it's fun getting people together for the shows. I'm not a big talker. I don't do a lot of chatting when it comes to the shows, but I show up every day and I watch. I really, I like the community more than anything else, and it's really fun and an honor to have you guys, show up over here and take a look. I appreciate it. I really do. Um, I should probably wrap it up though. I don't know what to say. I would have had some topics or something. This isn't really like your typical live stream, but I guess it was just for the signal group. I think deep down inside. Oh, excellent. I'm glad it doesn't feel like a stream. I'm glad it doesn't. Like I said, I like hanging out and watching um, Backpacker and Jerry Loves Freedom, and listening to what everybody says and people cracking jokes, and just the same good crew showing up every day. And I miss it on the weekends. I miss it on Saturday and Sunday. You know, not having something to tune into, and I just thought tonight I'd give it a try. But I think what I'm gonna do is wrap it up, and I'm gonna try to work on my audio a little bit here before I go to bed tonight. I'm on the East Coast, so it's getting a little bit late, and my voice is running dry. But um, um, I guess I just want to thank everybody for coming in tonight, and um, I'll probably do another one of these maybe next Saturday night. I'll advertise it on Signal, and people can come in and pretend I'm not even here. I don't care. They can just chat, and I could find some Bitcoiny things or something, I could work on something, but I'd rather have people talking, just whatever. I'm not too preachy, and I like learning about other people. Well, maybe a spreadsheet. Oh, now we're in Jor's camp. Jor and his spreadsheets. Those are the things that always put me to sleep. I'd be like, Jor, you do too many spreadsheets. But you're right. I could have something. I could have something beyond just the dog. I could have, I could talk about something. I could talk about something. I can talk. But okay, guys, I'm going to. Yeah, see, Sharon knows the deal. But okay, I'm gonna shut it off. I don't really have a good outro, but again, thank you guys for watching, and you all have a wonderful Saturday night. Don't get in trouble, okay? And we'll leave you with Jackson licking his nuts. He's like that. Yeah. Okay, guys, have a great night. I'll see you next time.